I'm Sensei Alex Kakuyo, North American Correspondent for Buddhistdoor Global. Thanks for joining me for this episode of The Ordinary Buddhist. The title of today's talk is Take Care of the Little Things. Before we get into that, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I post talks in the future. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that'd be great too. Sometimes when I'm taking care of projects here on the homestead, I can have what's called analysis paralysis. Which is to say, I start getting wrapped up in all the projects that need to be accomplished in a seemingly very short amount of time. I might not be sure how to start these projects or which ones are more important, and I just don't know what to do. I might get quite worked up. In those moments, what I try to do is focus on one thing that I can do that can move me closer to one of my goals. So for example, if I'm working to build a table out of wood, I might start by simply grabbing my tools and putting them on the workbench. I don't think about what the table will look like or what I need to do once it's completed. I only focus on grabbing my tools and putting them on the workbench. Once that's completed, I think of another little thing that I can do, maybe grabbing the lumber, putting that on the workbench, and then organizing it so it's easy to work with. And I go on in this way, grabbing my tools, screwing boards together, sawing lumber, and bit by bit it goes and goes and goes until, voila, the table is complete. The important thing to remember in this example, however, is that when I focus on building the table, it's all very overwhelming. But when I focus on the little things like put my tools on the workbench, suddenly it becomes manageable. By breaking the work into smaller tasks and doing them in a systematic manner, not thinking about the end goal, only thinking about the present moment, I'm able to end my analysis paralysis and finish my project. This system works for woodworking projects, but it also works for Buddhist practice. Oftentimes, when we think about things like enlightenment or saving all beings from suffering, cleansing our minds of greed, anger, and ignorance, we can get overwhelmed. We may not know where, when, or how to start. But if we simply focus on one task, I'm just going to meditate today. I'm just going to chant right now. No thought about the sutras or even about the Buddha, simply one task that I'm going to do in this moment to move me closer to my goal. When we focus on the little things, they start to add up until eventually we realize enlightenment and we enter nirvana. This is why Buddha, in his wisdom, laid out the Buddhist path as he did. Not as one big conglomerate piece, not as one single goal, but as a multitude of small steps we need to take, as encompassed in the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, the Six Perfections, and the Four Brahma Viharas. When we take care of the little things, everything takes care of itself, and we move one step closer to enlightenment. Amitabha.